Let's bring aboard Zach Braziller from the New York Post, who joins us right now to talk about the latest developments involving Dan Hurley. Zach, good evening. Thanks for the time tonight.
No problem. How you guys doing?
We're doing well. Let's start here. What do you make of it? Were you surprised by the report from Woj on ESPN earlier this morning?
Yeah, I was surprised. I think everyone was surprised. I reached out to a few people, was told there's been dialogue for a few weeks, that it's not just something that happened overnight here, that they have been talking, and he's clearly interested. I don't think there's any question about that. Big money, the glitz of LA, the Lakers. I mean, it's kind of it's a dream job for any coach, really. And it kind of sends shockwaves through the basketball world.
Yeah, what's not to like about it, right? Hurley makes more than $5 million a year at UConn. How much more would the Lakers need to offer him?
I think you're looking at probably somewhere around up to 15 a year. I had one person suggest that he could get a contract up to 150 million. I mean, he's not leaving UConn unless it's crazy money. Look, you mentioned he's the best coach in the country, 2 national titles in a row. They have a very good team for next year. They could three-peat, which is obviously unprecedented. But look, it's life. I mean, not that what he's making at UConn isn't life-changing money, but it's incredible money. And he's said, like, the NBA interests him. Now, he's also said down the road and kind of has admitted he probably would have to be a little more mature than he is now. We all know he's got the sideline antics, sometimes gets into it with fans. It's a fascinating situation. I think it could really go either way. But yeah, it's stunning news.
I mean, you said that number, $15 million right there. We talk about Steve Kerr, just to put it in perspective. Steve Kerr and all his success just got a 2-year extension for $17.5 per year. Really, $15 million right out the chute.
Yeah, I think you're definitely looking at huge money. It's gonna take a lot, I think, to get him to take this job. I mean, I think you could see something in that range. I don't think there's any question about that. He's going to get paid if he takes this job very, very handsomely. He's obviously their number one guy. They think he can really develop something there. And, the Lakers have gone through a ton of coaches in the last, decade, and they need some stability and consistency. And they obviously think he's the guy that can do it. Look, he's been successful everywhere he's went, all the way from St. Benedict's Prep at Newark to Wagner College, Rhode Island, and now UConn. He's shown he can adapt. I'm still not quite sure if he's going to have to kind of remake the way he coaches a little, if you're dealing with pros compared to college kids. But I wouldn't doubt him. That's for sure.
I know we all get caught up in the financial aspect of it, but to me, that's where it really stands when it comes to these negotiations between Hurley right now and the Los Angeles Lakers. First off, I think once Woj reports it, who's very close to the Hurley family, and that comes out, obviously these conversations have been had. But it's really, to me, about control, right? Because there are only a certain amount of players that can play for Dan Hurley, even if he cleans up his antics on the sideline, of being able to instill his culture. You see it a lot in the National Football League, but really having the control within the organization. Is Dan Hurley going to be able to get that from a franchise that has as many accolades as the Lakers do?
Yeah, look, I wrote in today's paper or tomorrow's paper, what's online now, that I think it would be a mistake. He said the right situation. I don't, as great as the money will be, I don't think the Lakers is the right situation. This is a older roster. You have 39-year-old LeBron James. You have injury-prone Anthony Davis. I think the right situation for Hurley would be a young roster like the Spurs or the Thunder, of younger guys that he could kind of mold and create that culture. I mean, the Lakers, there were talks that they're going to look to trade their first-round pick, 17th overall, to kind of surround AD and LeBron with more talent. I don't think it's the right fit. Look, I completely understand if he takes it. It's amazing money. He could always go back to college. We saw it with Nick Saban at, going to the NFL and then going back to Alabama.
Zach, I don't want to interrupt you here, but do you have any doubts Hurley would be successful in the NBA?
No, I think he would be. I do. But I think it's got to be the right situation. I don't think it's a no doubt home run. It's going to work with the Lakers. That's not a great roster. They don't really have. They're young. They're built around two aging superstars. He does go to the NBA. He's going to have to change the way he operates a little bit. He's going to have to tone it down. So it's the NBA. Now look, the NBA is so different from college. We've seen that college guys have success at the NBA level. Billy Donovan, Quinn Snyder, go back to Larry Brown. There are others, but there are a lot of guys who didn't have success. And when I think about this, I kind of go back and I cover obviously Rick Pitino at St. John's, and I go back to Pitino has said he regrets leaving Kentucky for the Celtics.
Right.
It's something he still regrets, and I think there are kind of similarities here with Hurley and UConn and the Lakers.
Zach Braziller, New York Post. Zach, we appreciate the time tonight. Thanks for cutting it out for us.
My pleasure, guys.
You got it.